Hey, hi, and hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cynthia and I love to crochet. For today's video, we're going to be doing a step-by-step tutorial on my pattern, Spooky Boots. If you follow me on Instagram, you know exactly who this little cutie is. I did a tester call for him a couple weeks back and he came out really good. Everyone else's came out really good. I was very excited, and I recently released the pattern on Etsy. So if you would like a PDF version or a written version of Spooky Boots while you follow along, feel free to hit my Etsy shop. I'm going to post the link down below and you can purchase your very own Spooky Boots. The next pattern that's going to be hitting my shop soon is my Kawaii Pumpkin. I absolutely love Halloween. You will soon get to know that. I'm very excited for the Halloween season and I absolutely love making anything that has to do with Halloween. For my next video, I really want to do like a Q&A kind of segment. So in my Instagram stories, I'm going to be posting that little questions bubble, and feel free to ask me a question if it's anything that you want to see me make or see something that I've already made, if there's a certain pattern that I should come out with, or a different animal I should make, a different flower I should make. Please leave a question. And yeah, my next video, I'm hoping I'll get enough questions, will be just entirely answering that, and maybe we'll do some crochet too. So with that said, let's get to the pattern. Grab your yarn and your crochet hook. I used a size 4 weight yarn and a 3.5mm hook in the colors white, black, and pink. For my tutorial today though, I'm going to be doing some purple shoes, so grab whatever color you like and let's get going! Okay, so before we begin our tutorial, there are a few tools that we need. First, you'll need your yarn in white and black, and then your shoe color. We'll need a pair of scissors, a sewing needle. I love this one because of the large hoop. The yarn is very easy to put through. I suggest using a stitch marker. If you're not comfortable using stitch markers, that's your choice. And then a 3.5mm crochet hook. I absolutely love these ones. They are so comfortable. So yeah. This is an optional tool. Personally, I love to use this for when I'm counting rows of the exact same number. So we do have a bunch of rows 5 to rows 12, that we are doing 24 single crochets in. So what I like to do is pop the amount of rows that I'm going to be working with. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then when I turn it over, this is how many rows I'm going to be working with, and when I complete a row, I just pop it. That way I know how many rows I've completed and how many I have left to go. So this is a really handy little tool if you're like me and you can entirely forget your row count because you get distracted by every tiny little thing. Poppets. Poppets are awesome. So the first thing we're going to create is our head and our body. So in this, we're going to get our white yarn. We're going to create a magic ring. So if you've never created a magic ring before, they're very easy. I literally just wrap the yarn around my 2 fingers, put my hook under the first loop, I grab that second loop, and I pull it through. So that is my magic hook made. And then I do a slip. This first slip does not count as a stitch, but it is what we are going to start our stitches with. So now we're going to start with 6 single crochet in the magic ring. So to do a single crochet, you're going to go through your loop, yarn over. Now you have 2 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, and pull through. That's 1 single crochet. We need to do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is our 6 single crochet in the magic ring. We're going to pull the tail to tighten and close up that little hole. So for round 2, we're going to be doing 6 increases. So you want to find your first stitch. We're going to put our hook through it. I like to carry the tail around with me so I don't have to worry about it coming loose or weaving it in the end. So I have it just tucked in behind there. So now I can yarn over, grab my yarn and pull it through. We're going to do a single crochet, And then we're going to go back into the same stitch and do another single crochet, and that is an increase. So we need to do 5 more increases. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 including the first one we did. So now we're doing number 6 for a total of 6 increases in row 2. So far you should have a little disc that looks like this. Now we're going to do row 3. For this row, we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase and repeat that 6 times for a total number of 18 stitches. So there's a single crochet and an increase. And we're going to do that 5 more times. A single crochet and an increase. Okay, so there's our last one. So you should have a ring like this. Feel free to cut off whatever excess you have of your tail if it's getting in your way. There we go. So at this point, I like to start using my stitch marker just so that I can verify that my stitches are correct, because we are going to be doing 2 single crochet and an increase 6 times. And I do find sometimes I get confused when I'm counting the 2 single crochet and the increase, because it's both like 2 stitches and then 2 stitches. So that's why I like to use the stitch marker. So this one we're going to do 2 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and an increase, which is 2 stitches in, or 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. And we're going to do that again. 1, 2, and an increase. 1, 2, and an increase. And we just complete this pattern until the row is complete. Okay, so this is why I'm saying it's important to use a stitch marker, because I was talking, so I kind of, screwed up already. So I'm going to frog all of this, and I will be back with the right count, because I'm short by like 4 stitches. So, be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had to redo it all. So now, okay, this is what you should be left with, and as long as your last row has 24 stitches, you are definitely in better shape than I am. So now we're going to be working on rows 5 to row 12. You have to do 24 single crochet in each stitch in the round. This is when I love using my poppet, so you will be seeing me do this as I go. So we're going to do 24 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our last stitch will be where our stitch marker is. So you can take your stitch marker out, and there is 24. So 1 round done. Pop. That's why I love this thing, because you get to have fun while you do each row. it actually makes finishing the row kind of fun because you get to reward yourself with a bubble pop. So go ahead and complete the next 7 rows, and I will meet you guys when we're back. So once you've completed rows 5 to 12, you should have something like this. The next thing we're going to do is add in our safety eyes, which is something I probably should have mentioned in the tools list in the beginning. My bad. So yeah, these are 8mm safety eyes. I purchased these off of Amazon. I will link down below, so if you need them, you can purchase them yourself. I am not affiliated with anything. I get paid for nothing. This is literally just me letting you know what I like to use. So we're going to add the eyes between rows 8 and 9 with 5 stitches in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to be in here. So I'm going to do it more towards the front. We're going to pop those bad boys in. So there's one eye. So there's the back of our head where our stitch starts. So there's the front. There's one eye. Add the backing. And then we're going to count 5 stitches to add the next ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put our next eye in. And this will give us enough space to put our cute little smiley face. Make sure your safety eyes are nice and in. So there we go. So there's our cute little ghosty face. So now I'm going to add a quick little smile. We're going to be using our black yarn. Just need a little bit. And our yarn needle. And we're going to do this in row 10. So this was 8, 9, this here is row 10. So we're going to do 5 stitches long with a dip in the middle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll pull our yarn through. So he looks like a wah-wah. And then we're going to add a little stitch in the middle in the next row. And we're going to just loop around this thread that we have, put it back into the exact same hole. And there's a sweet little smile. Next is row 13. We're going to be working in the back loops only. So on your stitch, you have 2 loops. So we have your front loop, and then we have the back loop. So we're going to work into that back loop. And we're going to do that 23 more times. So there's 1, 2, 3, and just keep going all the way around until you reach your stitch marker. You will see kind of a raised line. This is what we're going to be building that floaty skirt that ghosts normally have off of those front loops there. So we're going to just continue with the back loops, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so when you're all done single crochets in the back loops, you'll have something that looks like this. So now we're going to move on to row 14, and we're going to start decreasing. I personally prefer to use the invisible decrease, and I will show you guys how that's done. So we're going to do 2 single crochet and then an invisible decrease for 6 times, and we should end up with 18 stitches at the end. So in our first 2, now these we can work in the 2 loops, not just the back. So here's 1 and 2 single crochet. Now we're going to be doing our invisible decrease. So to increase, we're doing 2 single crochet into 1 stitch. To decrease, we're going to be turning 2 stitches into 1. To do the invisible one, you go through the front loops only. Yarn under, pull through, go into the front loop of the next one, yarn under and pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook, and now you can yarn over and pull through, and that will leave you with an invisible decrease. We're going to continue that all the way around until we reach our stitch marker, and we should have 18 stitches. So as you can see with the decreases, we're starting to close up our little ghost head. And that's essentially what we're doing, is we're just closing off this little ball so that we can continue the rest of our little amigurumi here. So for our next row, row 15, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet with a decrease 6 times, and we should end up with 12 stitches at the end. So there's 1, and then an invisible decrease. Again, going through the front loops only, yarn under, front loop, yarn under, pull through 3. And continue this pattern all the way to the end. Okay, so we are working the last row of our little head here. So before we close it up, we're going to stuff them and make sure it's nice and firm. I just use polyfill. I think I got like the big pack from Walmart, and it has lasted me quite a long time. So it was a pretty good deal. And yeah, we're just going to stuff his head. Okay, so when you're done stuffing the head, you should have somewhat of like a little marshmallow. Not too soft, but not too hard. And now we're going to close them off by doing 6 invisible decreases. And then we're going to start working back in our front loops, and I will see you when that's all done. When you finish doing your last 6 decreases, you'll have something that looks like this. What you want to do is go through the front loop of those last 6 stitches, and then pull tight. And this will close off that little hole. We're going to take our yarn needle and just push it all the way through. Make sure he's nice and squishy. And there you go. You have your closed off head. We can cut off the top here. And here is the head of Spooky Boots. So now we're going to work on row 17, and we're going to be working in the front loops only. I like to start at the back of Spooky Boots because this is the part that's not really going to be seen when he's sitting on your shelf. So you can pick, I like to do this one here. You can kind of see the jump. This here is our very first front loop, and that's where I'm going to start row 17. So we're going to work our yarn, and we're going to do 24 double crochet. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and that counts as our first double crochet. We're going to work into the next front loop, 2, into the next front loop, and again I am carrying the tail over so I don't have to weave it in later. There's 3, 4, And just keep doing this until we've reached 24 double crochet, and I'll see you back here when I'm done. Once you've completed row 17, you should have something that looks like this. It's like a ghost with a little skirt. Now we're going to move on to row 18. We need to do 3 double crochet in an increase 6 times for a total of 30 stitches. And we're going to start at the very top here of our chain 3. There's 1, 2, 3, and then an increase, which is 2 double crochet into 1 stitch. Repeat this pattern all the way to the end, and just double check and make sure that you have 30 stitches for row 18. So we're going to be just take 2. We're going to be continuing this pattern for row 19 and row 20, just adding an extra double crochet for each row. So for row 19, we're going to be doing 4 double crochet in an increase 6 times for a total of 36 stitches. For row 20, we'll be doing 5 double crochet with an increase 6 times for a total of 42 stitches. Once we are done row 19 and row 20, I will see you back here for row 21. All right, there we go. I have completed to row 20. So now we're just going to do row 21. This is technically not really a row. It's just closing off the spiral in the back, just so that your spooky boots will sit flat on the surface that you put it on. So we're going to be doing a half double crochet, a single crochet, and then a slip stitch, literally just the first 3 stitches of this row. So a half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, put it through the stitch, and we're going to pull through all 3. Then we do a single crochet, oops, and a slip stitch. Now we can fasten it off, pull it through, and we will weave in our ends, and he'll sit nice and flat now. Next, we're going to be doing Spooky Boots' legs, and as long as you know how to do a chain stitch, this is going to be the easiest part of this entire tutorial. Create a slip knot, and we're going to chain 50. Once you've done your chain of 50, we're going to cut off the end, leaving a tail, pull it through. Next, we're going to attach it to Spooky Boots. So we're going to flip him underneath here. We're going to grab our yarn needle, and we're going to pull it through the center of the bottom here. First, we're going to locate his eyes because we want to make sure they're straight. All right, so his eyes are right here. We're going to go parallel with the eyes, just through the bottom, and we're going to pull it through. Oops. Then I like to just pinch them and pull them so that way they're at the same length. We can put down his dress, and there we go. He's got some legs. Let's move on to the boots. To make our boots, we're going to be starting in white, and we're going to chain 8. So first we're going to make a slip knot. Okay. And chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, we're going to do 6 single crochet starting from the second chain. So we have 1 and 2. We're going to start in this one right here. through. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You should have 1 chain left over, and in that chain we're going to do 5 single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 single crochet in that last chain to create that little circle. And now we're going to do 6 single crochet back up the right side of the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And at this point, I like to place my stitch marker just so I know where the round ends, because it can kind of get a little confusing. So now for row 3, we're going to do 2 single crochet in 1 stitch, 7 single crochet, and then repeat 2 single crochet in a stitch, 7 single crochet, and finishing off with 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. We're going to do 2 single crochet, 1, 2, then 7 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 2 single crochet into the same stitch. There's 1 and 2, and then we're going to work 7 single crochet back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we can take our stitch marker out and do the last 2 single crochet in 1 stitch, so also known as an increase. All right, so that is row 3 done. We're going to move on to row 4 in our boots. So that is a single crochet followed by an increase, 6 half double crochet, another increase, 2 single crochet, another increase, 6 half double crochet, another increase, and then a single crochet. So this is going to make the wide part of our sole. So single crochet, and then an increase, so 1, 2, and then 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do an increase, 1, 2, 2 single crochet, another increase, 1, 2, and then another 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, followed by an increase. Whoops, we don't want a half double crochet. We're just going to do a single crochet increase here. 1, 2, and then we can take out our stitch marker and do the last single crochet, just like that. So now we're going to change from our white to our primary color. So you can cut, but don't fasten off because we're going to continue from this point. So because we're going to be changing to our primary color, we're going to do a seamless color change. So we're going to just take out that last single crochet that we did, and we're just going to keep the 2 loops on our hook, take our new color, and we're going to finish off that last single crochet with our new color. So now we're going to work in our back loops only, and we're going to do 24 single crochet. So there is 1, 2, 22, 23, and 24. Perfect. So that is row 5. We're going to continue on now to row 6. I'm going to add my stitch marker back to this row since we're working on the same color. Way more easier to get confused, especially for me. So for row 6, we're going to be doing 9 single crochet, a decrease, 2 single crochet, a decrease, and 9 single crochet again. So this time we're going to be working in the full loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, followed by a decrease. Again, we're going to do an invisible decrease, and we're going to work in the front loops only. Yarn under, pull through, front loop only, yarn under, pull through. 3 loops on your hook, you're going to pull through all 3. So that's going to be followed by 2 single crochet. 1, 2, another invisible decrease. And now 9 single crochet.
Personally, I'm going to apologize for the horrible camera work here. I was using the back of my camera, so I couldn't actually see my screen, which was not smart on my part, but yeah, we'll fix that.
For row 7, we're going to be doing 8 single crochet, followed by 3 decreases, and then another 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 3 invisible decreases. There's 1, 2, and 3, and now 8 single crochet. Perfect. Now we're going to be working on row 8. So for row 8, it's a little wonky, but it is 6 single crochet, 3 decreases, followed by 7 single crochet. So when we are doing the other shoe, we need to make sure to flip those numbers. So row 8 will then be 7 single crochet, 3 decreases, and 6 single crochet. It'll kind of make it almost look like he has a left and right shoe. Okay, so we're going to do 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet, followed by 3 invisible decreases. So there is 1, 2, that was for some reason super difficult for me, and then 3, followed by 7 single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take our little stitch marker out. And 7. Rows 9 and 10, we're just going to do 16 single crochet, and then we can fasten off, and that's our first boot made. Then you're going to go ahead and make the second boot, and I will meet you back here when all that is done. Alrighty, so once you have your cute little boots made, and like you could honestly use these for like dolls, so you can use them in other projects too. We're going to attach them now to our spooky boots. So the first thing we need to create is just the little circles that go on the inside of each boot. This is also what we're going to fasten our legs to and then sew to our boots. So this is the only sewing that we have to do for the entire pattern. I'm just going to get my sewing needle. There it is. Alright, so in order to do our little black shadow there, we're going to create a magic ring and we're going to single crochet 8. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pull it tight, and we're going to do 8 increases for a total of 16 single crochet all the way around. So again, an increase is just 2 single crochet into 1 stitch. So I'll let you guys finish these up and make 2 of them, and I'll meet you back here. So once you have your 2 little inserts created, we're going to tie the legs of Spooky Boots through the center hole. This I like to use my yarn needle and just put it through the center. So you want the right side to be facing up, the wrong side to be facing down, and just go right through that center hole there, pull it through until you reach the chain, and then we're just going to sew through that bottom chain and create a knot. So I will show you that again. Okay, so just to show you again, we take our yarn needle, grab our yarn. We're going to pull through the center of the right side, not the wrong side. I know it's kind of hard to see with black, but bear with me. And you're going to take your yarn needle, poke it through the center, pull through, and then we're going to put our yarn back through the first chain, like so, and you're just going to tie them off. Okay. And then we're going to take a color that is the same to the shoe, and we are going to sew around row 9. So our first one here is row 10. We're going to skip that one and we're going to sew into this second row here. That way it kind of looks like your leg is actually in the shoe instead of it being flush. So I'm going to go ahead and sew. Oops. And yeah, we're just going to continue doing this until our entire thing is sewn up. Do that to the other boot, and then I will meet you guys back here and we'll have a completed spooky boots. And there you go. You're all done. You have your very own spooky boots. I hope you guys had as much fun making him as I did. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. I do try to post videos every Monday, and yeah, so I hope you guys had a great time. If you want the PDF version, visit my Etsy shop. If you want to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing, you can also check my Instagram at the Avalon Rose Crochet. See ya!